Hello everybody and welcome back to the shop. I think you saw those parts at the end of the last video and these parts as well. And now we're just going to put them in the mill and add these extra features. Here is the setup, just real simple, just for prototype work. And here are the features added to the bigger part. And the top side of that same part, and I added those threads in there. I think they're 5/8 11 threads maybe. I can't remember now. And then we have this part as well. I use a ramp feature in Fusion 360 to do all that surfacing in there to get that groove. I do it with an 1/8 inch ball and mill. And of course it wouldn't be a normal week if I didn't have a few branding irons. This one in particular is the biggest one I have ever done. It's about 4 inches tall on its tallest side. And I didn't have any washers for this big project I was working on, so I just made some. And I made it with the largest stock I could ever put in there with this 1 3/8 stock. And I made these tiny 1/2 inch wide spacers, and they were about 70 thousandths thick. Yeah, probably not ideal, but it's just what I had in the lathe, and I decided to let it rip. And there they are after all is said and done. Works out for now. I'll probably end up buying some later that are already made. I continue to love how these things look after I get them all flat and sanded ready to go. One thing to keep in mind here is the roughing toolpath marks. You'll see how this is different in the ones that you'll see coming up. And here is the finished assembly of this main project that I've been working on. I don't really know how to move forward with it yet, but at least it's done. I have that bar done and it works how I want it to work, but it's a mystery to you guys as to what it even is. And that is also a hint as to what it is. Aside from that, here's another fun one. So I've been doing a lot of these, and I kind of want to put the 0 point right there where I had my finger, so I don't have to continually locate. I mean, I have a set of parallels that are specific for each operation, so that never changes. So the 0 point technically could never change. Right now I just put the 0 point right in the center of the stock. I don't know if that's a good idea to put it on to the side where it's the same every time or not, so we'll see how that goes if I even decide to do it. But once again, here's another branding iron, and you can see the roughing toolpath marks here. Changing to this toolpath strategy saved a ton of time on most all brands that I do. And here's another brand. After about an hour and 50 minutes later, it is done with the front side, and the back side doesn't take much time at all. And here's one that took an hour and 23 minutes, and it is bigger, but it took less time because the roughing tool could get into much more places, as you can see here. And then I don't have to engrave as much. So on the back side of every brand, I do use this corner and the Z height of the parallels to machine the back side of every brand. So for the back side, I just have to line it up and let it go. I don't have to think about it. So here was a fun job to end this video on. I used that little boring tool there to make this inside contour, and it was not easy. See, I did the inside there, and it had some interference issues. So I'll have to figure something out there. Obviously this tool is not made for that type of thing, and I don't really know what kind of tool is made for it. So basically this is the back side of it. I already did the inside, I just didn't show it on video because I forgot to. So here the tool comes up and you can see it deflect there because this tool is not made for that. I think it has a minimum bore diameter of like 0.3 inches or so, and so obviously it's plunging into nothing. I don't even know where to start with that. Do I start with an end mill to bore that out and then go in with this tool? I'm not sure. I mean, it obviously worked, but it's not good for it because I mean, it deflected and it bent, and it should not do that. I'm just too ignorant to know what tool is good to use for this situation at the moment. But it worked, and they look great, and they work great. So it was a fun little project there. 2 operation piece. So that was my first time getting to do a 2 operation part on the lathe. Definitely very interesting. So I think that's it for now, so thanks for watching.